us I need an unbiased opinion on the quality of the playing surface in Ames.
A couple years ago, it was actually redone. They sewed the Grass Max turf into it, but I think it's like most grass fields at some point, later in the year, it's going to, have its good spots and its bad spots, So, but both teams are playing on the same turf naturally, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Was there any kind of different cleat that needed to be worn when you were back there with a lot of guys?
Some guys would, somewhat wear what they wanted depending on position. Guys had screw-in cleats as well. So kind of just each guy was a little bit different, but I think most of the guys that were cutting a lot tried to make sure they had the right cleat that they needed, skill guys, yeah.
You've seen a nice game at Texas Tech and one in Colorado, and I'm sure other venues. What should people expect out of Ames?
Yeah, well, I mean, our environment at Texas Tech was, I'd been there a few times, and that was the best I had seen there. I mean, it was, I'd never played at night in Lubbock before, but what a great atmosphere they had there. Colorado was, I'm guessing, close to sold out when we were there too. And Ames will be the same, and I know the one thing that you felt at Texas Tech was the great student section that was right behind our bench in Lubbock. In Ames, thankfully it won't be right behind our bench, but it'll be close to the corner, and they have a tremendous student section in Ames, Iowa.
It's supposed to be mid-50s or so at kickoff, clear.
Yep.
That's pretty fortunate for November in Ames, right?
I agree with you, yeah. Sometimes you'd like to be a little cloudy, though, because it's a bit warmer when it's, these clear nights, they get some colder. But, yeah, I agree. Yeah, we'll be fortunate to have at least that day is going to be in the 50s before the sun sets. Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Is the offensive side of the ball asking you for more insight this week into what they might be expecting? Or is it just a normal week?
I think since being here, not really, just having practice through the spring and fall camp against us and those things, they're probably more asking just about specific people, personnel based, since I would know the bulk of the guys there, but yeah.
Watching tape of Rocco, how much has he progressed from freshman to sophomore year? He looks much improved.
He is much improved. I agree completely. He obviously is in control of the game for them and does a great job of that. I think irrespective of the down and distance, he's getting guys lined up. He's certainly making checks and making sure he is maneuvering guys in the right spots for them to get the playoff that they want. So you can tell he's certainly advanced in that area and not making really many mistakes at all. So that's the other part of it that's impressive to me.
Did last week's game, Kansas Iowa State game, did that surprise you with this score?
Honestly, in the Big 12, I'm not surprised by really anything as far as the results that happen on Saturdays. I don't know if there's as balanced of a conference. And when you're playing on the road, that increases the level of difficulty naturally. I think Kansas is a skilled team. It's the same guys that they had been playing with. I know on the offensive side of the ball for the last 3 years, it's the same wideouts, it's the same running back, it's the same quarterback. I know there's a new offensive coordinator there, but Kansas is a skilled football team.
Coach, walk us through your relationship with Matt Campbell. Obviously, you spent a lot of time with him over the years.
Absolutely.
Talk about your excitement to be back in Ames for this weekend.
Yeah, well, Coach Campbell's a great friend of mine. I don't have many great friends, and he's one of them. So it'll be great to see him. I haven't seen him for a while, and our children are close to one another and wives and all that. So yeah, it'll be great to see him. Yep.
What kind of person are you in these kind of games? Is it, we're not friends on game day?
Yeah, I don't even know. I don't know if I've been in this type of situation. I mean, I've got great friends on that staff that I spent a lot of hours with over the course of 10 years, 2 at Toledo and 8 there. And I think naturally it's just like a team when you work that hard and spend that much time together, that there's people that you miss in there. And so yeah, I've not been in this spot before. I know when probably the last thing I said walking out of the building, you know, and I didn't necessarily realize it maybe prior. I was like, man, we'll be out here in November, you know, and then here you are. It's, you know, you go from January, now you're here it's November, and we're heading out in a couple of days. So yeah, it's unique.
Do the guys know it's extra special for you? Do you talk about it at all?
I haven't talked about it other than really, you know, trying to give them some insight on where we're headed, you know, because I know it is a hostile environment. And, you know, a couple of the guys just asked as we were stretching down here, how do you feel about going back, you know, or the emotions mixed and all that. I'm like, yeah, it's just going to be really different not having been in a situation like this in my time, you know. So, yeah.
Are you taking all the coaches out to lunch to a local place that you know?
No. A couple of the guys that go out a day ahead were asking me a good place to stop, so I let them know. But, yeah.
Any advice for the fans where they should stop?
Yeah, well, if you're in Des Moines, there's a lot of good places, I think, in Des Moines. It depends on what you want. I mean, it's a big barbecue area, so if you're looking for barbecue, you can't go wrong there. But yeah, I don't want to probably publicly mention establishments and then.
Well, you already ripped on the field, so go ahead.
Yeah, grass is grass. It's the same grass. Yep.
Good.
Yep.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.